We all have that hyper independence. I don't want to take any help, and I think we need to let that go. That's how pride has kept a lot of us down. So why not let your child or yourself live to the full potential that you deserve?
All right, welcome back to another episode of Empower716 Podcast. I am your host, Rob Lowry. So today we are excited to feature our very first community nonprofit highlight. And so on our 5th season, we wanted to highlight and showcase organizations in the Western New York community that are making a great impact. And so our guest today or organization is Brown Kids with Disability, an organization dedicated to empowering children with disabilities, particularly those from the Black and Brown communities. Daisy, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me in Empower716. This is Daisy with Brown Kids Disability. I aim to please. We are here in the community, our foot on the ground, and thank you for having me. I started this organization from having 2 special needs children who needed resources right here, and we didn't have those. Not saying we don't have resources, but we need more resources that are more accepted to children that don't have transportation, that don't have the means to go above and get in Ubers and things like that. I've been blessed to, have my daughter go to North Tonawanda to get services, but we go all over far to Rochester. Who can do all of that?
Wow.
So I felt like, okay, let's provide resources here in Erie County, Buffalo, inner city for inner city children. We work with everybody, all walks of life. I just felt the need to just try to bring more help to parents as well, too, because a lot of times parents are suffering in silence and they don't have anybody to talk to, they don't have anybody to connect with. And this is what we need. We need for people to have more engagement, more acceptance for people of all walks of life. Of course, I aim towards children of color, but I'm aiming towards helping everybody. Everybody deserves to live to their full potential. That's my mission. My mission is to provide childcare. Hopefully, I get this childcare license. I'm just putting a few things together for that, and we could open up a childcare center right here in the inner city. Do you know how important that is for parents to have a bus ride? You know how important that is for parents to be able to even walk to some place to have their child, have safe an environment for their children. That's important.
That is. I like to know the person behind the mission because it's because I believe everyone has a story on how they got here, because I think when you drive behind a mission, generally there's like a challenge that lights the fire under you that just says, no matter what, I'm moving forward with this. And so I want you to kind of share about Daisy, kind of like where you're from and kind of what led you to this point.
I'm born and raised in Buffalo. I worked as a certified nursing assistant for years. Now I am working in an OR as a surgical aide, transitioning to anesthesia tech. So that's my drive. I've always helped people. I've been doing this for almost 12 years, taking care of people of all walks of life. I've seen people being mistreated. I've seen people not being treated fairly. And I've always had a drive to say no, standing up for people, advocating for people, telling people to advocate for themselves. Don't lose the fight. Because when you lose that fight, you lose everything. And I think people don't think about that as to keep the resilience going on. I have a lot of things that I go through with having 2 special needs children, but I keep fighting. I keep studying. I keep reading. I keep educating myself on how can I be a better mother? How can I be a better service for my community? How can we, put my resources and other resources from the community to have a better tomorrow for children with disabilities, even if they don't have a disability. Every day is a new day. Every day you have a day to make it either a good day for your child and yourself or a bad day. Don't think that you don't have somebody that you connect with. Don't think that it's not going to be days where you feel like, why am I doing this? Should I give up? We all feel like that, and it's okay. Don't stay there. And I had to tell myself not to stay in the places of depression, of feeling shame or guilt, and expose your children. It's okay. You know, people gonna stare. People gonna talk about you. They talked about Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, so it doesn't matter. People gonna talk. People gonna stare. Hold your head up. You hold your head up confidently, and tell your child as well. Because if your child see you as confident, they're going to be confident too.
As well. How do you define disability?
It's a broad. It's not even like to one thing, because it could be like a visual. It could be a cognitive delay. It could be physical delay. It's so many, you know, things that you can name when it comes to disability. People don't think about it. If you claim it OCD, that's neurodivergent. If you claim it anxiety, that's neurodivergent. So we all fall under the neurodivergent umbrella, believe it or not. So you have to find a way to cope with what you've been given and just take it as a superpower. You know, I tell my children, you got superpowers. Y'all gonna change the world. Y'all gonna make people see things different.
I love it.
I see a lot of parents. I see a lot of grandparents. They stepping up, taking these children, you know, on the spectrum. They don't know what to do with them. And I see this, you know, this is not like a every 10, 20. This is literally every 3 to 5 children is diagnosed with a disability right now. And it's at the highest it's ever been. So I just felt like, why not connect with the community? Why not bring what I know, my resources, and sharing is caring.
Yeah.
Sharing is caring. A lot of times people are put in positions to have children have a better life and they don't do it. I've had to challenge coordinators. I have to challenge higher authorities to get services for my son. So I'm here to make people feel it's okay. It's accepted. You can have the same willpower. We can do this together. If you need help, let's band together.
I love it.
First of all, we want to find out, how can I connect with you on a humanity level?
Yeah.
How can I hear what you're going through? Because as a mom who have 2 special need kids, we probably going through the same things. How can I could tell you like, hey, if you call this number, or if we can't connect you, or we can't help you, we have somebody that's going to help you. We have somebody that's going to help you. It's always going to be a phone call. I've connected with so many different people on so many different levels. We have resources. I had a parent call me and was like, thank you so much. My son is in a program now. Thank you for giving me the information. You told me exactly what to say and how to say it. And now they took me serious. Because a lot of times when you don't speak the terminology, they don't take you serious. They're not expecting you to take, you know, to understand what they know. So this is where we come in at. We tell people, hey, you know, say this. This is what to do. You know, I'll give you this. I'll connect you with this. Or here's a grief or a complaint line. Or, you know, it's a service. And we have to remember everything is a service. When people go out into public service, whether it's nursing, whether it's child care, it's a service. It's all a service. And if you don't like a service that's being provided for you, you can get a new service. We all have that hyper independence. I don't want to take any help, and I think we need to let that go. That's how pride has kept a lot of us down. You know, we need to let go of the pride. We need to let go of the, I don't want to ask for help, or they gonna look at you regardless if you ask for help or not. Yeah. So why not let your child or yourself live to the full potential that you deserve? Ask for help.
Ask for help.
You know, we have a lot of parents right now who have done some things that's questionable because they probably didn't have nobody to ask for help. I've had numerous parents call me like, I've seen your number on the internet. My son is going through this. I'm like, okay, well, you know, how are you? Yeah. How are you doing? You know, sometimes you're going to ask them how are they doing because nobody asks them how they doing. Yeah. Half of the time, we always asking about the kids, but how are you doing as a parent, as a caregiver, as a mother, as a father, as a grandparent, and just, you know, being assistance, you know, how can we get you some support? Come to our support groups. If you can't make it to our support groups, we do it on Zoom. So we make it, you know, abroad for everybody to, you know, have that, you know, humanity, to have that comfort, to have that support, to have that extra niche that we desperately need in our community. But just speaking on parents who have called me just so depleted. I've called a mother who's crying, you know, we cried together. You know, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with taking the time? And I mean, I'm probably middle dinner doing something, you know, I'm stopping what I'm doing. I'm giving her that undivided attention that she desperately probably needed. And she felt so better after this conversation. I still talk to her today. She called me, as a matter of fact, like, I see you going through something, you know, you know, how you doing? And I'm like, I'm okay. Thank you. I needed that because the supporter needs support too. Oh, absolutely. And I think we don't think that. I think we think that we support people. We don't need support. We need support. We need to take that love, take whatever somebody giving to you, take it. Take it.
how do you encourage families or parents rather to make time, kind of like we just talked about, but that self-care, making sure that they still have goals that they're trying to achieve in their life? And I don't want to say get caught up, but sometimes you can get lost into those tasks where, you want to do your best for your children, obviously, but then you don't take care of the self.
I took a caregivers class and it opened up my mind to how I wasn't taking care of myself. So I encourage people. This is why we having a caregivers event. Yeah. So we can promote, take care of yourself. Even if you have to go hide in the bathroom 5-10 minutes, do what you have to do.
Yeah.
You have to step away as long as your children are breathing. They're okay. They're fed. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to love yourself. It's okay to say, all right, mommy need that time. Dad need that time. Grandma need that time. We need that. And I think we don't think about that as we just keep going and going, taking care of someone else. We don't take care of ourselves, like you said. And yes, I remind parents, step back, breathe, and take care of yourself. Always set a goal, journal, write. I've done that myself. I'm still doing it. Just, going out with friends or family or celebrating, whatever you need to do to, have that relax or unwind. Get that in. That's important. Yeah. That's the most important thing is to do is, have that time for yourself. Because mental health is on a rise like no other. How
do you help family members communicate, learn about children with disabilities that's in their family? And sometimes those may not know how to interact with children with disabilities. And how do you help in that effort?
Come to our events. Come to our support groups, join our groups, put yourself out there in those situations that you normally wouldn't do. And that's a big thing is putting yourself out there to receive the information, because sometimes we want the information, but we're not putting ourselves out there to receive it. And I think we need to let go of the fear. I know it's hard because, I still fear, it was fair for me to be here today. But, you have to let it go. You have to let it go and move forward because, God got you. When I go out to events, I see a lot more children that have different challenges that they may be going through, and parents are stepping up. And like whatever may come with it, maybe a stare, maybe whatever, they're definitely handling a lot. It's more approachable now.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was just like, hi, Johnny in the back room, and I think that's where we fell short at because when you go outside of Buffalo, they're putting they're putting the extra steps to make sure that their child have a good life. And a lot of times parents don't know about the resources that are provided in here, like in the inner city of Buffalo. I didn't know about Buffalo Hearing and Speech until I got into this world. I didn't know about Parent Network until I got into this world. Wow. So these is like resource that's on Broadway.
Yeah.
This is research that's in the fruit belt, that was not being promoted as it should have been, regardless if your child have a disability or not. I think these resources should be provided at birth. I think the hospitals need to connect with the local community organizations and come together. I mean, they do in a certain sense when it comes to benefiting them. But when it's just not beneficial and it's just information, they don't think about passing information. It's more of a dollar when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to, just the economy itself. People think about money. They don't think about just helping and just trying to put people where they need to be. And hopefully we can connect with the hospitals and provide information so we can build those bridges and gaps between our community because it's desperately needed. We go into healthcare settings right now and parents are feeling depleted, unloved, unheard, just looked at as a number in a case in a bed. And we need to break that gap. And I think that's the big thing we need to break. We need to have some love and compassion. I think a lot of people put on those scrubs and they don't love them people.
In every industry, you see that. And it's always, I guess, the overall the community is always grateful when we see individuals who are in it for the right reasons. And it is sometimes a very challenging journey because you got to get through the politics. You got to get through the naysayers and why are you doing this and why you didn't do it this way, and want to give you every direction and tell you how to run your organization and your mission and so forth. But the reward is so much greater because I think in the end, it's not a material gain. It's really the value of what you bring to other people's lives. And so that sometimes, most times can't be measured. The things
That's
that you
priceless.
do, those conversations, and like you talked about, those phone calls you'll get and saying like how you changed that information you share with me, helped me get to this point. And so those are game changers.
We having a caregiver Empower's event, March 29th, we are going to be held at the Roswell Comprehensive Center.
Nice. Okay.
And we're going to have our second year Children Diversity. This is our big event.
Wow. Okay.
We have firefighters, we have CPR, we had clothes giveaways, we had 100 wings, we have 5, I think, sheets of pizza, we had 300 hot dogs.
Ooh, okay.
We did a lot. We
going all out. Okay.
And we did this in 6 months.
Wow.
By myself.
Wow. That's
just
impressive.
donations, getting people out here like, hey, anybody spare any change?
Tell me the purpose of this event. Like, what are you trying to get out of this event? Like, what's
more acceptance, more inclusion. Kids should understand that everybody is a kid. Everybody is an adult. Everybody, you put on their pants the same way they put on their pants. Yeah. Love thy neighbor. Come together. I think we need that. Yeah. This is more important than anything, is just coming together and just demonstrating humanity again. Connecting with the community. Like, that's what I'm about. And providing childcare here in the inner city. That's the biggest thing, is hopefully we can do that.
Thank you so much for stopping in. Thank and we appreciate you.
It's an honor.